Hello everyone, Starter class. 欢迎大家来到 Think Starter 的课堂。So today we are going to start Unit 6 and we are going to take a look at the reading passage of Unit 6. So in this unit, we are going to talk about friends. Have you got a friend? Now, let's read a story about a real friend. What a real friend can do for you when you are ill. Please open your book and let's turn to page 61. And now, let's take a look at exercise 3. We are going to read and listen to an article. So, when you finish listening, you can answer my question. What's now? Let's start listening and reading this passage. 那我们现在先要去读一篇文章，并且我们还得要知道这个小女孩到底发生了什么呢？ Now, let's start listening. 那我们现在开始来听一下吧。
A real friend.
Lainey Clements is 11. She's got a big smile and beautiful hair. She's a very active girl and loves sport. Delaney is very popular with her best friend is a girl called Cameron. She's in Delaney's class. One day, Delaney is very tired and feels bad. Her mum and dad take her. The doctors check the girl. They say that Delaney is very ill. She's got cancer. Her parents are very worried. Delaney is in hospital. It's a very difficult time for her, but she often smiles. The doctors and nurses like her a lot. She's a very strong girl. Delaney looks very different now. Any hair. But she's got a real friend, Cameron. Cameron talks to her parents. She wants to help Delaney look like Delaney. Delaney feels different from her classmates. Cameron shaves her head. When Delaney sees hair, she's very happy. She's got a really good friend. Delaney isn't alone. But there is a terrible surprise for Cameron the next day at school. It isn't okay to have a shaved head. They don't want Cameron to go to school with a shaved head. Don't understand the teachers, and they tell the school what they think. The newspapers have got about the two girls. In the end, the teachers say it's okay. Cameron goes back to school.
Alright, now we finished listening, right? And let's take a look. Let me ask you, what's wrong with Delaney? We know that Delaney is ill, right? She has cancer. Or we can say she has got cancer, right? And do you know what is cancer? Cancer is a very serious disease. And sometimes it can kill people. And now, let's take a look at this passage and we can find out what happened to Delaney and what does her friend do to help her. Let's take a look at paragraph 1. Delaney Clement is 11. She's got a big smile and beautiful hair. You see, do you remember what is smile? So like this is smile, right? She's got a big smile and beautiful hair. She's a very active girl and loves sport. Delaney is very popular with her classmates. So she's very active. So do you know what's active? Active, that means she is always very happy and she is always very positive. Active 就表示的是后边呀有这半句在说 loves sport， 她非常喜欢运动，对不对？所以就能够说明这是一个非常好动的并且活跃的女孩。So we can say she's a very active girl. Delaney is very popular with her classmates. So, what is popular with? Be popular with, that means everybody likes her. Popular with 或者叫做 be popular with 就表示受欢迎的。So, her is a girl called Cameron. She's in Delaney's class. So, who is her best friend? That's right, that's Cameron, right? And she's in Delaney's class. And let's take a look at paragraph 2. One day, Delaney is very tired and feels bad. So, she's very tired and feels bad. Her mom and dad take her to hospital. So, do you remember what is hospital? That's right, hospital is a place where you can go to see the doctor. This is a hospital. 我画得不太像啊 But this is a hospital. So you can see the doctors there. 那就是医院 right? The doctors check the girl. So what is check? So we know check, that means like 检查. The doctors check the girl. They say that Delaney is very ill. 那他们说 Delaney 病得非常严重. Ill, that means not well, but very ill, that means she's in a bad situation. 就是她的身体情况比较差. She's got cancer. So do you know what is cancer? That's right, cancer is a very serious disease, right? 癌症. Her parents are very worried. So, parents, do you know what is parents? Right, parents means father and mother, right? So, her father and mother are very worried. So, in Unit 2, we learned what is worried, right? 在 Unit 2, 我们学过 worry 就是担心. So, from this paragraph, we know what happened to Delaney. Yes, she is very ill, right? And she's got cancer. So, her parents are very... Okay? And now, let's take a look at the next paragraph. Delaney is in hospital for months. So she's in hospital. 在这里呀 in hospital 不光指的是在医院里，那么 in hospital 还指的是住院。Delaney is in hospital for months. You see here, month 这个单词啊，它加了一个 s 复数，说明它待了不止1个月，一定是好几个月。It's a very difficult time for her. So, do you know what is difficult? Difficult, that means not easy. 不简单的 Okay? It is a very difficult time for her. Okay? But she often smiles. Right? Doctors and nurses like her a lot. So do you remember what is doctor and nurse? That's right. We learned it last time. 咱们在上一节课当中啊，学到过什么是 nurse, right? So doctors like her a lot. Nurse 就表示护士。She's a very strong girl. So what is strong? Strong, here, it does not mean she is strong physically, but she is very strong in her mind. 在这里呢 strong 不是表示她身体的强壮，因为她已经生病了 right? She is ill. 在这里 strong 表示的是意志上非常坚强，叫做 strong, okay? And what do we know from this paragraph? 那咱们在这一段知道了什么呢？ She has a difficult time, right? But she is very strong. And she's in hospital for months. And now, let's take a look at the next paragraph. Delaney looks very different now. She hasn't got any hair. So different, that means not the same. 就指的是不同的。Delaney looks very different now. 是指她现在的样子啊，很不一样了。She hasn't got any hair. So, I have got hair, right? But Delaney hasn't got any hair. But she's got a real friend. Cameron. Cameron talks to her parents. She wants to help Delaney. 她想要去帮助 Delaney. She wants to look like Delaney. 她呢想要去看上去像 Delaney. Look like 表示看上去像。Okay? Delaney feels different from her classmates because Delaney hasn't got any hair. So she feels different. 因为 Delaney 头发都掉光了。所以呢，她肯定会觉得自己跟其他同学不一样，会自卑 right? She is sad. Cameron shaves her hair. So do you remember what is shave? Right, shave 就是刮掉 like shave the beard, right? 刮胡子 So Cameron shaves her head. When Delaney sees her friend without hair, she's very happy. When Delaney sees her friends without hair, what is without? Without 在这里呀，就表示没有。当 Delaney 看到她的朋友也剃了头发，光头了之后 she's very happy. 她就很开心。She's got a really good friend. Now, Delaney isn't alone. So Delaney has got a real friend, right? And she isn't alone. 孤单了。Alone, that means just herself. 孤单的 is not alone. And now, what happened in this? We know that Delaney has lost her hair and she looks different. So she's a bit, but she's got a real friend. Cameron shaves her head, right? Okay, this is what we know from this paragraph. And now the next paragraph. But there's a test for Cameron the next day at school. Terrible, that means, right? There's a terrible surprise. A bad surprise for Cameron the next day at school is the next day. The next day, 第二天 Okay? Surprise 就表示的是 a bad surprise, a terrible surprise. That means the next day at school. 那 Cameron 第二天呢到学校了，惊喜。The next day 就表示他第二天。Her teacher says it isn't okay to head. So do the teacher head? 那他的老师喜欢光头吗？ They don't want Cameron to go to school shaved head. They don't want Cameron to go to school, right? Was Cameron has got no hair, a shaved head, 因为他已经剃了光头了。So the teacher are not happy. Next, do you think this is fair? 你们觉得这样公平吗？For me, I don't think so. What happened? Let's see. A lot of people don't understand the teachers. 很多人呢就不理解为什么老 understand. That means no. So a lot of people don't understand the teacher, and they tell the school what they think. 他们就告诉学校 newspapers have got lots of stories about the two girls. So, newspapers, what is newspaper? Right, 报纸, right? Has got lots of stories, many stories, right? So, stories 在这里呀，它不是表达的是故事，而是报道。就是报纸上呢，就有很多关于这里 Okay? And in the end, that means finally, 最终 The teacher says, okay, Cameron goes back to school. Now, Cameron goes back to school, right? Okay, so we know the story of Delaney and Cameron, right? Do you think they are good friends? Of course, right? Okay, it's time for us to do some exercise on exercise 4. 我们来看看第4个练习. So we are going to read the article and then we can match the parts of the sentences. 我们来把这个半句呢给它合起来 So, let's see. Number 1. The doctors say that she's got what? A terrible illness. It makes sense, right? 对不对? She's got terrible illness. So I think number 1, we can match A. And number 2, she's in hospital for months. And this, what? So we know Delaney is in hospital. And this what? Let's see. And is it B? So Delaney is really happy? C. And her friend Cameron wants to help her. Or this at school with a shaved head. Or in her class, like her a lot. Or it's difficult for her. I think that's F, right? So when we connect the two parts, it can be she's in hospital and this is difficult for her. But she's strong, right? And the next one, Delaney hasn't got any hair. So which one is the correct one? Is really happy? No. Or is it and her friends Cameron wants to help her? I think so, right? She hasn't got any hair and her friends wants to help her. What about Cameron shaves her head and what? Cameron shaves her head and we can see, so which one is the correct one? And so Delaney, right? And the next one, the teachers at the school don't want Cameron. 学校的老师不想让他怎么样呢? Don't want Cameron at school with a shaved head, right? Okay, so these are the other half of the sentences. All right, and we finish matching. 那这个 matching 的题目呢，我们就做到这里啦。Okay, so that's it for this reading. 那今天同学们呢，看完了这节 reading 的课程之后，一定要反复的来去跟读和听录音，并且朗读这个故事，至少要朗读5到10遍哦。All right, that's it for today's class. I'll see you. Hello.